Okay. An
Yes,
error
sir. Yes,
occurred.
sir.
Hold on. Said an error occurred. Let me plug in my Wi-Fi just in case. I mean, okay, y'all. Hold up. So we are live with Elvin. I'm plugging my Wi-Fi up. You know what I'm saying? All right.
Let's go. Let's go.
So we are live in the belly of the beast.
Yes, sir.
And right
Always.
now we are, yeah. So I'm with Elvin right now, Big E. You know, so today, as y'all know, Trump signed the executive order with police community relations.
Yes.
And Elvin and I, we have a lot of good discussions around this. I feel like it was a step in the right direction, and the protesters should give themselves a pat on the back because
Agreed.
whether you agree or you disagree, this shows you how what you do will put pressure on political leaders. Now, I
Yep.
don't want to go into was it the riots that made them did it or the peaceful protesters. That's a
Oh
whole
yeah.
other interesting
Oh, don't
discussion.
don't give them their props. They got
Yeah,
tired of their damn city burning.
that that was a
Shit.
very that's a very interesting discussion, and I honestly
Listen.
think it's a matter of both because, in all
That's
honesty,
both. They do
yeah,
indeed.
in all honesty, and I'm gonna tell you from protesting and peaceful protesting for a long time, you don't get anything too much accomplished. Because if they were out there just walking the streets saying Black Lives Matter and on the sidewalk, we would not see legislation today.
Nope.
We wouldn't. They would still
Nope.
be walking on the sidewalk
Yep.
screaming Black Lives Matter.
Singing
And
Kumbaya, holding
so,
hands,
yes, I
photo
would be a
ops.
fool. Yes, I would be a fool not to say that all of it had a part in
Every
what we
bit.
see now, the debate centered around police community relations. Is sorry that it had to take this level of pressure in order for that to occur. That's the
By any
sad
means
part about it.
necessary.
But when
By
you
any
really,
means
yes,
necessary.
yes, but when you really look at it, the pressure came from those who were not so friendly. Now I don't
Right.
now the shooting part and all of that, the killing the cop, that's totally bogus
Yeah.
there. I mean,
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
guys weren't protesting, these guys were just taking advantage of a state of what we refer to as anarchy. So they didn't really do anything spectacular on their end but make it worse. So we throw them in the same boat as the people who were screaming, burn, kill the protesters and all this other stuff. We put all them in that same boat. The black people who shooting and stuff, we put them in the same boat as the counter protesters because they were counter the cause.
Yeah.
So, but Elvin has a stance on this bill, and I want you to talk about that, Elvin. Interesting
So,
standpoint.
but there was a great photo opportunity today. Yeah, he did open the door for discussion, as always. I mean, we've been opening the door for discussion. Let's not give Trump all the props because Obama opened the door when he was the first one to call for the audit of how many black people were killed. It's just that it was done by the time Obama was out of office, but he called for that in 2016. It wasn't completed until 2018. And which we learned at that time that the police had been disproportionately killing blacks. Hold on, I dropped my phone, Bubba. My bad. So we learned at that time that police were disproportionately killing blacks at the rate of 4-1, and we were 4 times more likely to be killed by a cop. In 2018, there was over 1,000 black men who were killed by police unarmed. I believe it was double the numbers of whites. So it was those things were already in place. Let me tell you what I did not like about Willis. What did we get as punishment? Trump made it very clear. He praised the police force. He talked about how good they are. He minimized the bad cops. I love how he did that. Now he didn't minimize the rioters and the violent protesters. He didn't minimize them. He minimized the cops. So he said, the few bad cops don't just, represent all the good cops in the nation. Great. So just like vice versa, the few violent rioters doesn't show all the protesters in the nation. You know, you're sending more resources to the cops. What are we getting? What did we get out this? All I heard was rewards on what they were getting. You know, my biggest thing is this. I have never seen where someone has had a reform, you know, reform meaning that I'm changing your policies, I'm changing what you got going on, this isn't working, and the person that I'm telling is getting the reform is standing there happy with it. Usually, it's the other side that's standing there feeling as though they have achieved and they've won something, standing beside the person that is reforming the union that they're trying to see changed. So that shows a lot when you see the police standing there beside him and they're happy with it because they're not the one who wanted the reform. So, and go ahead. I'll drop on some more tips as you go. I got some more stuff in there, but I don't want to take up too much. I know we do like 2-3 minutes, and then you go on, and I'll get my 2-3 minutes. We rock.
All right. So this is my rebuttal. This is my rebuttal. My rebuttal A is Trump didn't do anything for us. We did it for ourselves. The people forced this conversation. This wasn't something that was willing. So I would be hesitant to give any lawmaker right now any credit, whether it's the White House, whether it's the Congress, Senate, House. At this point, anything that passes through, no president will ever get credit for this. All congressmen, all women. This was pure pressure from grassroots organizations and people, and if you want to say Antifa and all that other stuff, which I don't really know about all of that, to be honest. So, but at the end of the day, this came from pressure from the ground up. The reason why that picture today seems so unbelievable, where Trump was with the police, and you're like, yo, I have never seen where what you would refer to as the enemy standing with the enemy, giving us something and looking happy. Let me tell you why you see that in this situation. They're happy because their people are getting attacked 24/7 by rioters in the street. I would be happy to sign something like that too. You're looking at people fighting, beating cops in the head in rallies and riots, burning down police stations, stomping police cars.
And guess what?
Hold on, let me finish.
Go ahead.
I'll let you finish. In cities where you've never seen anybody even look like they had a spine to commit violence, these people turn violent. So yes, you're going to see the people who you refer to as opposite of us on our side. You're going to see them happy because they're trying to get all the heat off the back that they can. So I'm looking at it from another perspective. The last time you've seen something like this happen, we haven't seen this in our lifetime. The last time something like this probably happened with legislation being passed due to political opposition on this scale was probably after MLK passed and they started doing passing all of the laws about civil rights, because MLK died and they knew that was the tipping point. So they all took a photo op together saying, hey, we signed this piece of legislation to calm you down. So that's probably, and my history may be off a little because I'm not that old, but I haven't seen anything in my lifetime to where I can say political pressure on this type of scale has caused so much of a rift in our country that will force them to sign a bill. So now you might say, okay, well, Trump's order doesn't do anything. That's subjective at this point, because I can show some things where I see in the executive order that's going to help. But like Malcolm X said a long time ago, I still remember this, and I'm going to let you jump in. I still remember this from what Malcolm X said a long time ago. He said, somebody asked him a question about laws and bills and things like that. He said, don't you know that we already have enough laws on the books? Our country right now could run successful with all the laws on the books. But what's happening it's not the laws, it's the enforcement of the law. So the enforcement of the law is what's wrong. Right now, you shouldn't even need to create, hypothetically, you shouldn't need to create a citizens review board for our local police department. Why? Because if something happened, the officer should go to, should be arrested, brought in front of a grand jury. The grand jury acts as the community, the citizens review board, because basically a grand jury is a citizens review board. So that people from that community who register voters, they come in and they hear the evidence from the prosecutor and the defense, and they determine if they want to bring back an indictment. So technically, we do have a citizens review board in every city. But the implementation is so bad that we just can't trust that grand jury process, or the process to even get to that point to make it where
which it hardly ever does. It hardly ever does.
Grand jury.
Most DAs do not bring charges against the cops. They will not.
Right.
You know, even here in South Carolina, with Michael Sterry, remember at first it wasn't going to do it. With Maud Arbery, we had 2 DAs in Georgia that refused to bring charges against that cop.
And that's my point. So it's the execution, or the inability to execute the law applicably is the problem. So it's not necessary. The system, the core, the way how the system is built right now is not bad. What's bad are when you have people who are not enforcing these laws. Like you kept saying, like there should be a law that an officer can't shoot a person fleeing in the back. There is a law. There is a law.
So how are they getting away with it then? How are they getting away with it? We watched them do that countless times.
But Elvin, look what happened in the Walter Scott case. It went in front of a grand jury when it went to state. It went in front of a grand jury. I mean, not a grand jury. It went in front of a jury. One single juror, after all of that evidence, said not guilty. One person. We stood out there and we just knew that they was going to bring, and Pastor Dixon was in it, we knew that they was going to bring back a guilty verdict. Them boys said, one juror held out for days and said, not guilty.
Yeah, but you know the story. But the story behind that too, you know he.
What's the story?
You don't remember the brother? You don't remember the brother?
No, the black guy voted not guilty.
The black guy voted
guilty. No. He voted guilty.
The black guy who voted not guilty?
The white guy. The one, the white dude. And you know why he said it? Now check this out. Scarlett Wilson. Now Scarlett Wilson is my Facebook friend, and she prosecuted this whole thing. She's the prosecutor. She's on my Facebook page now. And Scarlett, I see her all the time. I'm going to tell you like this. The one white guy, and she will bear witness to that, the one white guy who said that and this was on when they talked to him, he said that he couldn't, no matter what, he couldn't see himself basically punishing a police officer.
Bro.
Because after that happened, I said, look how they protect their own. He said, even with that.
I remember the black guy who wouldn't vote, who wouldn't change his vote neither. I remember him, and he got the house. He got the house in North Carolina.
Hold up. See, and this is where the media threw everything off. And I sat back one day, and I remember I asked Muhyiddin. I said, "Why are they focusing on the black guy who was the head juror?" I said, he said that he didn't say not guilty. And I said, why is it everybody's attacking him? But the thing is, he spoke out. He chose to speak out. But if you go back and you look, he didn't convict. He said Slager was guilty. He said he was guilty. It was one white guy, and go back, quote me on this. One white guy who said that Officer Slager wasn't guilty. And that's the reason why they begged the feds to pick up the case, because she said, you know what, I didn't want to go through this again if we can get him in Fed court.
Okay. So on what President Trump did, right? Back to what did we get? We got a review board or some type of board to where when a cop gets a charge, it's public. Right? We didn't hear about it. You didn't hear about a punishment. You didn't hear about, well, if you do this to the citizens, you will face this kind of conviction. You didn't hear about none of that. You heard somebody get aboard. What did we get that's going to bring down the numbers to get black people from stop being 6 killed by the police or 4 times more likely to be killed by a cop? What did we get out there?
Okay.
You know,
All right. So
hold on. Let me finish.
Good.
You know, and even his banning of the chokehold was a joke. You banned it, then you said, well, at the same time, you know, if it's necessary, if you feel at lethal force. What? If you get behind somebody and you're choking them, you know, at this point, when did you feel threatened? When does it stop? When does it stop? Because I haven't seen a cop yet choke somebody because they felt threatened. Every cop I saw choking and kill somebody that we've seen was already there with other cops on the scene and had the person well controlled.
Okay, stop right there. Okay, hold on. Listen to what you just said. What you just said, right? You described the problem. You said the problem is they use the chokehold when they're not in danger and they've already got the guy subdued and the cop just comes to put the chokehold on them. Right? That's what you just said.
Okay.
Okay. The ban just banned that. The ban said no longer are you going to be able to do what you just described.
But the chokehold has been illegal.
No.
The chokehold has been illegal.
Elvin, stop. The chokehold has not been illegal.
The chokehold has been illegal in most states.
Elvin,
in most states, the chokehold has been illegal. Google it. Google it. Go pull your phone out. Google it. The chokehold has been illegal.
Elvin. You the only one writing. Elvin, everybody knows the choke. They just started talking about banning it, Elvin. So if it was already illegal, we wouldn't even be having this discussion because he would already been locked up because they put him in the chokehold. So obviously the chokehold is now the discussion because it's legal. But this is the thing. Okay. What you just described is what Trump's executive order outlaws. Now you put in the exception. The exception is if an officer is in a life-threatening situation and he has to get out, he can use the chokehold. I'm gonna tell you like this: in law or in life, it's always that gray area. But I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna tell you like this.
Discretion.
You can't. Okay, but this is the thing. You can't regulate a fight too much. You can't. You can't regulate a fight. So just think. What if I tell you a man could come and whoop your behind and damn near kill you? And if your life is in danger, you can't put dude in a chokehold. See that? So, you now hold on. Now you putting expectations on somebody you wouldn't even put an expectation on yourself. Even if I don't like it, at the end of the day, bro, you can't expect somebody to go and like at the end of the day, we all men and women, whatever. But you can't tell somebody that you got somebody there whooping your behind and messing and trying to grab your gun and mess you up. And you just can't put him in a chokehold to stop him from attacking you.
So now you're painting a picture that has never happened.
No.
People are dying from the chokehold. That's not how they're dying.
Thank you. Keep proving my point.
Okay,
so my point being, says they're not dying like that. So let's ban it.
Okay, so listen. My point being is this: I guarantee you couldn't find a case where a chokehold saved the cop neither, because cops have weapons. They got guns, they got tasers, who gets that close?
Okay, but hold up. Now, what you just said, right? What you just said, how do we know, right? You can't find a case, right? You can't find one. You can't just go and look. So now...
Shakem, they got guns, tasers, and everything else. They don't go hand-to-hand combat.
Okay,
they don't go hand-to-hand.
Okay, let me tell you this, Elvin. For one, you can't regulate a fight. If you listen, you can't tell a man if I'm battling you that I can't put you in, and you say, oh well, we don't know whatever happens, right? Which because we don't keep a record of it. We don't keep a record. So that's why in the event if these things happen and there is abuse, what the law actually does is create more oversight to where people are gonna have to put these records in a national registry. It's almost like an NCIC search. Whether I'm in California or South Carolina, they can pull up my criminal record. You might have it on a local level, but on a national level, it's lacking. So you can't demand more transparency.
What does that do? What does that do? So what? So we know.
Okay, it allows you to identify cops who. So this is the thing. We complain about other officers getting disciplinary charges or whatever, and then they just transfer and they say, oh man, all he's going to do is transfer to another department. Oh, that's all he's going to do, transfer to another department. So what they do is they say, you know what? in order to weed out the bad cops, we're going to create a national registry to where they can easily be located. This is what people.
So once a cop is found guilty of a violation,
I don't
then
even
it
think
goes on
it's
a
found
record.
guilty. I don't even think it's found guilty.
So in other words, we can go down there and say Joe Blow did this to us, and they're gonna put on his record. You know, it's not that easy. He has to be found guilty of it.
So hold on. No, that's not the case. That's not the case. If you find if you had, just like how look at how all these other officers that are getting found guilty or whatever, they always pop up and have all these instances of police abuse. So the thing is, where's the transparency? Like every time you see the protesters out here, they talk about transparency. See, these are things that they fighting for. And what's happening is, even if you don't, nothing is perfect. Nothing is perfect. And like I said, to be in all honesty, we don't even need any more laws on the books. We just need to execute the ones we got now. So that's my original point. But at the end of the day, the protesters are putting pressure in the right area to where the conversation has to come up. People are going to have to start drafting bills and legislation, and people are being inconvenienced, so there's more pressure.
All right, look, let me finish. I'm still waiting for you to tell me, what did we get other than that? What did we get? The money, the resources. Our social workers are backed up now. What social worker are they going to be able to find? We short on social workers who are overstaffed now. So what social worker are they going to be able to find when they're dealing with a mental case person?
Elvin, stop
Where's
it,
that
man.
going to come from?
Elvin,
Is that not the truth? Listen, you say that those are true.
Elvin, stop.
Listen,
You don't
want to affect the truth.
Listen, I guarantee you, for enough money, these social workers get out their house and help. You can't say ain't no social worker in America.
Did you remember
Elvin, that's not
all the cases
though.
against DSS? You don't remember
Elvin,
the cases against DSS?
Elvin, what you're saying is not a fact. You're creating something.
I'm telling you it's a fact.
Argument out of thin air with nothing to back it up.
I know. I'm telling you that's a fact. If I wasn't driving, I pull it up and show you. South Carolina DSS
to say no social worker would want to help.
I didn't say no social worker would want to help. What I said is the social workers are already overworked, understaffed.
Hire more. That's what. But listen. Now, but see what you're doing now is you're. I'm telling you what in the bill benefits us, and now you're creating a straw man argument.
I'm telling you
just
why
created
it's not going to work. You can make a bill, but you have to make a bill that's realistically that we can apply that's going to work. Saying that's like, okay, look. So let me finish. That's just like saying, oh, we're going to put more teachers in the school. That sounds good. That really sounds good. Except the problem is we're short teachers already nationally. So putting more teachers in the school when we don't have the teachers to do it sounds good. If we're already short, let me finish now. Hold on, let you finish. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Let me ask you a question. How many social workers are there in the United States?
So I couldn't tell you.
How many? Hold on. Okay, how many are there in the state of South Carolina?
I couldn't tell you.
How many there are in the city of Charleston and North Charleston?
Listen, is that a rational?
Hold on, let me finish.
I don't understand what's the point. What's the point?
Okay,
what's the point? Get to the point.
The point is you don't have sufficient information. You don't have any numbers.
Listen, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go pull up the article. They just read a report about South Carolina DSS, how South Carolina social workers are understaffed and overworked.
Let's stick to facts.
All
because right now we're just going off of hypothetical, and at the end of the day,
I'm telling you right now.
I'm telling you. Okay, let's stick to the argument.
When I get stopped, I'm gonna check out and I'm gonna come back with it. They just released it. They just released the paper sign. They just released it.
You don't listen. Right. You don't.
They just released on South Carolina DSS.
Okay. Elvin. Okay. At the end of the day, you don't know. You have no evidence. We're just making stuff up.
I'm just telling you.
But hold on. Let me finish. Okay, but let me finish. Now. With that being said, there are wins that we can take advantage of. When you start going into, what if they don't have the money? You can't say that. But at the end of the day,
I didn't say what if. I'm telling you the facts. Okay, listen.
Elvin, that is not a fact. You don't
all
even
right, listen,
know,
listen,
Alvin.
listen,
Oh,
listen.
okay.
The Joseph Manor.
Let's
With
skip
the
that.
Joseph,
Let's skip that
no,
part,
hold
Alvin.
on. You got to get your piece in. So the Joseph Manor situation down here in Charleston, right? All those people that usually elderly, handicapped, all of them usually have a social worker. So the question was, and this is where it came
Alvin,
out.
let
Let
me
me
ask you
finish.
this.
Let me
Alvin, you
finish.
don't know.
See, you keep
Alvin, how
interrupting me
many
because
people
you
you know
don't.
at Joseph Floyd Manor?
You won't
Alvin,
let me
how
finish
many
because you
people?
don't want to make the point. You
Alvin,
won't
how
let
many
me finish
people
because
you
you
know
won't
at
make the
Joseph
point.
Floyd
It
Manor?
doesn't matter how much people I know.
Zero. You don't know anybody?
It doesn't matter what I know.
Alvin,
I'm
what's
telling you.
their annual budget? What's their annual
I'm
budget?
telling you what the paper said, Shakem. You
No, the
trying to
paper did
discredit what
not
I'm
say
saying?
that. The paper
Okay,
said
so
nothing about them lacking
listen,
social workers.
listen.
Nothing. We
When
don't.
they ask the question, most of the people who are in this apartment complex, they have social workers, right? When asked, how is this happening to these elderly people when they're supposed to have social workers checking?
It didn't say that. It didn't say
Was the
that.
question. The
No, it didn't.
response was that
It didn't say that. Send it
okay,
to me.
the social workers are understaffed and overworked. There's not enough social workers to
Show me
deal
that.
with the demand
Show me that.
between kids,
Show me
adults,
that.
mental
Show me
health.
that. Show me that. But at the end of the day, they just gonna have to
Okay.
pay for it. Look, hold on. If they ain't got enough, they just gotta pay for it. That's the end of the discussion. There. He said he want to give more money to him. Then give more money to him and come and just put it out there. But now this is the thing. Oh, Brian said that's where defunding comes into play. He said you take money away from the police and give it to other entities so they can tackle the. Okay, that sounds fair.
I know social workers. Most social workers, the annual social workers, most of them start off at
Okay,
$30,000
all
a year.
right. You just
Okay,
you
I'm
at
just
the end
telling you
of
the
the day,
facts. $30,000 a year is their starting salary. Most of them start at $30,000 a year.
Alvin,
Starting salary.
Alvin, you're
Starting
talking about
salary.
where they get the money from. They can get the money. That's the federal
I'm
government.
not saying
But,
they can't get
but
the money, but the reason why I'm saying they're underpaid.
okay, but what they ain't got nothing to do with us
But
talking what we talking about now.
But what is the biggest reason most people have a shortage in the job? Most people will not
Alvin,
choose a profession
Alvin,
when it's underpaid.
Alvin, you done went all the way off the. You done created a whole nother path.
I'm
Now,
just telling you why. Go ahead.
no, okay. So my thing is, there's several things that the protesters and people who protesting can be happy of. There's gangs in there, and the thing is, a lot of these people with all these opinions, they're not putting out any. They're not trying to encourage legislation. They're not talking, and I'm not just picking on anybody in particular, but look at a lot of us. We haven't came out. The protesters, they going and talking. People going and talking to their local police force. They just doing a lot of negotiating. So power to them, more power to them. Because at the end of the day, we ain't put nothing out there. We ain't never put nothing out.
I mean,
But
I've shot my ideas to my local politician. I've shot
well,
my ideas. Now again,
well, you ain't pushed the needle like them. We ain't pushed that needle like them.
no. I mean,
They
I
shot
get
it
it.
out, but they pushing the needle. You know what I'm
So
saying?
listen, I tell you one thing we could do every year for every police force that will change a whole lot of things. If you
Right.
did a racial audit with every police entity in the United States, you would change a lot. That would show you every year how they doing, like they did the one in downtown Charleston.
And that's good. That's good.
So that's just one. That's just one thing we could have did. We could have
Okay.
done a racial audit.
Okay, so
So,
and
but he didn't push for that.
I'm glad you brought that up because when Marvin Pendarvis said, when you asked him that question, he said that is a local municipality issue.
No problem.
You can't on the state level. The federal government can't come in and tell the state, "Hey, you have to do
Yeah,
this."
got
He
it.
said even the
I
state
understand
can't
that.
come in. So that's where we have
I
to
understand
continue. Right. So that's why what protesters have to continue doing is not only putting pressure on Trump, but put pressure on your local police
But
force too.
Trump
And
also encouraged all his local and everyone else about his policies, about what he's going to do. He can't force them to do it, but he encouraged them to take on his policies. He could have very easily, in the same breath, said, "I encourage all my local police agencies out here to start a racial audit." You could have very easily encouraged that. Could have very
okay.
easily just those words would have changed stuff.
Okay.
I mean,
And
another
all right.
thing.
So let me. So this is what I'm talking about. Here, let me read this, right? Because what you're saying is it's contradicting, right? So I'm gonna tell you why. You said why couldn't he encourage police community relations board in this bill? When you look at it, he's encouraged tracking. He says he talks about a database. He said the attorney general shall create a database, coordinate the sharing information between and among federal, state, local, all of that law enforcement agencies, to track instances of excessive force related to law enforcement matters. So he talks about this big database in here, and it talks about reviewing public information that's been given by, I don't know, internal affairs or whatever. But when you really go and you read it, there's a lot of things that are talking about transparency, tracking, and data. So anytime you have a citizens review board or you need one, you're gonna have data. You need data, tracking. People go and they actually look and break things down. So you might say, well, we're tracking, that ain't do nothing. We've been tracking it. What does we have to do that? But that's the information that they're going to use to make their judgments. They need data. They need you to track. You just can't put out a citizens review board and people just sit at the table.
All right, so we agree on that. We agree on the review board. I'm saying that he didn't do enough. I'm saying that there could have been a bunch more. I can name 3 more things that could have been done that would have changed the whole outlook on everything.
Okay. So first, here goes straw man argument. I never said it was enough. I've clearly said we got to do way more. That's why I said they got to keep pushing the needle. The thing is, the information that is given is already enough. The federal government can't legislate down to a local or city level. And see, this is where I'm trying to get people to understand how our government works. We're not understanding how government works. Local government is given more power on a day-to-day activity over your everyday life. Donald Trump is at a federal level. That's like the same people who always say, well, he let people out of federal prison, but he didn't let people out of state prison. That's because he doesn't have control over state prisons. The governor does. So what we're doing is we're looking at Trump on a federal level and we're asking him to do things on a local level like citizens review boards and stuff like that. All he has is the ability to say, listen, I'm going to go and I'm going to give you the tools to make this happen. We're going to create the database. We're going to allow people to review it. We're going to put it online for you, but you have to go. Your local police department has to say, we're going to do this. So we got to coordinate together.
So going off what you said then, Shakem, you just made the point. So technically, if he can only do things on a federal level and we're getting killed by our city and local police, then he didn't do anything for us, did we? We didn't get none of it.
Yes, bruh, you just missed the whole point I made. What we got out of it is the ability to have oversight. Oh, that's the key thing. Oversight.
I'm a review board.
If that's what if you get if your local government, if you go and fight for a review board, they are going to be able to have access to information that they didn't have access to.
So yes. So the review board is going to say not getting rid of the chokehold, not getting rid of lethal force on an unarmed when lethal force is not needed. Not getting rid, not making it against the law. Hold on, let me finish that to see you let me finish. So it sounds like I don't got the point, but I got it. Not making it illegal for officers to turn off their body cams. Stuff like that they could do that would help on the police force so we can see what's going on. None of that. We should be happy because we got a review board. What about getting rid of lethal force when we know, for instance, let's use Rashad, when we know that this man is not a threat? Getting rid of lethal force.
Okay. Okay. So let me tell you like this. What you're asking people to do now is unrealistic, and I'm gonna tell you why. You're asking. Yes.
Turn the body cam off is realistic.
Listen. You're never going to stop all instances of police brutality. Like I keep telling you, the reason how you're not thinking right now, everything that you already said, there's laws that are against. So this is the thing. It still happens. You can't legislate your way out of these things. You're not going to get rid of lethal force. So all of the you keep saying, well, he's not going to put a law in place that's going to stop people from getting shot in the back. There's already a law that says you can't shoot somebody in the back fleeing. So what happens is you're not going to be able to get rid of it. The most you could do is manage it and track it and try to keep it from happening, but you can never prevent it. You can't. So so that there's already laws on the book. And with the points you're making are good, but I keep saying there's already laws in place.
Okay, so the shooting in the back, so then you can emphasize that, make that way that's enforced more. Make it where these DAs have to enforce that. Because again, the law is on the book, but the DAs are not enforcing
Elvin, you can't, if you can force somebody to enforce something, that would have done a long time ago. You can't. You can't. The only thing you can do is find a way to track it, to see it, to get rid of it. But other than that, you can't stop everybody from breaking the law. If that was the case, nobody would be breaking the law.
We're not talking about everybody breaking the law. We're talking about being killed. We're talking about us being killed. It's a whole different ball game. When these officers turn up, what makes it legal for officers to turn up their body cam? Think about it.
Listen, right. So what happens? So that's what I'm telling you.
Again.
Hold on, Elvin. This is what I'm telling you. That is not the federal government. Your local government, your state government is going to have to legislate these things. That's what I'm saying. The protesters, what we're doing is we're putting all of our energy into one man, Trump, and we just screaming Trump. But then the biggest gains are going to come locally from your city council, your mayor, your sheriff. These are where these things actually have that effect. It doesn't come from Trump or Attorney General Barr. It comes from the local sheriff, Sheriff Knight, Sheriff Cannon. It comes from Mayor Summey, Mayor Tecklenburg, because they're over that particular. Trump can't come in and say, Mayor Summey, you got to make all your police turn off your body cameras.
He can't make it a federal. So what you're saying, it can't be a federal crime for a cop to turn off the body cam.
Trump can't just wake up and say this is a federal crime. He can't. That's what that's Elvin. See, I keep trying to tell you, we got to understand how government works. And I think when you understand how government works, then you can kind of more see the bigger picture, what a lot of people aren't seeing and they are seeing. But when you start looking at the bigger picture, when you're putting all your energy and effort into just, what did Trump do today? What did Trump? They did a good, the protesters, they did a good job. They did a good job. I'm not even going to lie.
We're not debating that. We're not debating that.
Yeah, they did a good job, and what they're doing is wonderful. And I think what they're going to have to do is turn their attention locally.
Where you going at?
Okay, there I go. Man, I accidentally came back. Okay, you can see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay, all right. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like I said, your point is well taken. I think somebody said, what you're saying is basically, now they might be wrong, they're just interpreting you. They're saying that they should have stricter penalties for doing these things.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Plain and simple. That's all it is. Let me again. That's what I was trying to say. So what I was trying to ask you, Keem, is what is the punishment? That's what I'm saying. What is the punishment when they do it?
Okay. All right.
What's the punishment?
Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you right now. This is why I said, and I'm gonna give you a perfect example. This is why I said in the beginning that we already have enough laws on the book the implementation is what's going wrong. Let's say this. If you kill a man on a chokehold, right? Normally you should be second degree murder. That should be second degree murder. Second degree murder carries up to, of course, a life sentence. So technically, if we were implementing things correctly, they would be getting life sentences. So even if you say there needs to be stricter penalties, at the end of the day, we have strict penalties. The implementation is not there. He'd get in front of a judge who say, all right, 5 years. You know what I'm saying? He'd be like, what the hell, 5 years? Like, you know, you could have gave a man a life sentence, but you chose to give him, 25 years. So I think I understand what you're saying and what somebody else was saying, but at the end of the day, but like Brian said, Trump, he could encourage a lot of stuff. He encourages bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I didn't heard him.
Why not? Because he also encouraged He encouraged stricter police.
Well, this is the thing.
He encouraged stricter police. And when he first got elected, he encouraged stricter police. He encouraged them to be rougher.
Okay, but I just gave you that talking point.
I knew that. I knew that. So that's what I'm saying. But problem, no. Listen, you keep cutting me off. That's what happened. You keep cutting me off. That's what happened.
I helped you out.
That's why I said, listen. Well, I already knew that. I already knew that. But okay, so look, Trump the same way, like I was saying, Trump already encouraged. You said Trump encourages all kind of crazy stuff. I said so he does encourage kind of crazy stuff. And when you said that, I said you're right. Like he encouraged police to be strict. He encouraged them.
So then
why can't he encourage those things then? Those are the things that we really need. Why can't he encourage those?
No. We don't need encouragement. We don't need encouraging words. We need legislation.
Okay.
I mean, at the end of the day,
so he can't come out and say
encouraging words. But at the end of the day, I think most important is getting this legislation down pat and all of that. But I understand the encouraging words because that could potentially go a long way, and a lot of people do respect him as the president.
If he said it, they would have did it.
But some shit. Not really.
I guarantee
you got a lot of them who would have been like, no, you can't tell us what to do. And then next thing you know, they've been all
an example. Let's use an example, right? You got especially in Republican governors, when Trump said open the states, you got some Democrat governors who said, hell no, I ain't doing it, right? But what did all the Republican governors do when Trump said open the states? They opened.
No.
They didn't give a damn. No, name a Republican state that's still closed.
Okay, so this is what happened. Trump told Jack Kemp not to open, the governor of Georgia. Remember what the governor of Georgia did? He opened. And Trump said, well, I disagree with him. I think he should have stayed closed. And dude from Georgia was like, man, fuck it. I don't care. I don't care what you tell me. I'm rolling with the Constitution, So,
okay.
I mean, at the end of the day, he opened up and him and Trump got into a little public beef. You know what I'm saying?
The question stands is when Trump said, open up, tell me a Republican state that stayed closed. All I'm saying is making that point is what I'm saying is Trump, especially with his base and his Republican governors, he carries a lot of weight. So if Trump was to say to them, hey, look, I would like to see y'all do these things. I would like to see these states start implicating these into their local. And these things will start taking place.
Elvin, what you got to do, what I need you to do too, is start, and this might hurt your ears, but you might have to start watching Fox News and you got to start watching Fox News, right? Because what you just said was off, and Brian is off too. So let me tell you this. The Republican governors put the heat on Trump. They turned Trump. They're the ones, because remember, Trump, they was pushing Trump to open, and Trump was like, well, I'm gonna put it in each individual governor's hand. Trump, they had Trump on the ropes because they kept saying, no, Trump, you open them up. And he kept saying, no, I'm gonna leave it to the governors. And some of the Republicans was like, yo, Like, how they gonna keep the government closed? And he was like, well, it's not me, it's on your governors. Then he started talking about, I want to let the states do it, which was cool with me. But he backed away. And remember, Trump, the people, the movement had Trump in trouble because he was backstepping. He was scared.
So you don't remember him encouraging states to open, saying it's time to open?
After they pushed him first. They came after Trump.
Man,
bro, they came after
Keith.
Bro, the people came after Trump.
He encouraged the states to open.
Bro,
all right, look, so that's a whole different subject.
That's a whole different subject. Every Republican was smashing Trump for shutting down. Bro, they was smashing Trump. They put the pressure on Trump.
That's all. So what you're saying is you don't think if President Trump said, look, I would like to see these states, all the states, implicate. Yes, some states wouldn't. But I guarantee you, if he had said, I would like to see all the states a review board, make it a law, make laws, tougher laws, stricter laws, to where cops turn their body cams off and all these things. You don't think that those states would automatically start implying those things? What Democratic governor would go against that? Especially Democratic.
Elvin. All right. Elvin. That's why I keep saying. That's why I keep saying we have to understand how government works.
I understand how it works. You're not following what I'm saying.
No, hold on.
You're not following what I'm saying.
Listen, Elvin, I'm following what you're saying. That's why I'm saying you're wrong. If that process has to go,
so I can get my whole 3 minutes and you get your whole 3 minutes.
That process goes through legislation. They have to vote on that.
Exactly.
They have to vote. So this is the thing.
This is the thing. But if Trump was to suggest it, it would get to the table.
They know.
His Republicans.
Listen, Elvin.
Are you listening?
Elvin, let me ask you this.
Understand, Shakem. All right, let me finish what I'm saying. That's the problem.
Right.
The problem is, let's use South Carolina for instance, right? Let's use South Carolina. In South Carolina, we can't get a hate crime bill past the Republican House to get it passed, right? We can't get it past the Republican. You agree with that?
That's different from a citizens review board.
Listen, I'm not saying it's the same thing. I'm just using for an example. I'm using an example in South Carolina right now. In South Carolina right now, we can't get a hate crime bill because we can't get it past the Republicans. Right or wrong?
Right.
That's right. That's right. Okay. So what if Trump was to said to his Republican base, I would like to see a hate crime bill in every state. You don't think those Republicans who are voting no now would vote yes when their leader said he would like to see it?
No.
Bullshit. You know good and damn well they would.
Listen, you know why
President Trump come on, man. If President Trump can tell his base to drink bleach and them motherfuckers drink bleach, you don't think they'll change the vote if he tells them to?
Elvin.
Come on, man. Come on, Steve.
Elvin, I'm gonna tell you like this. You don't understand. You don't understand that Trumpism is different from a Trumpican is different from a Republican. They're different. Trump might have a lot. Now, let me explain the difference. Let me explain.
Yeah, tell me difference. Let me explain. Tell me difference.
Let me explain. You got a lot of people who Republicans who say creating laws is not going. We can't legislate ourselves out of government. We can't legislate. A lot of Republicans and conservatives are against big government. They're against it. And so one of the arguments that makes sense about the hate crime bill is the Republicans said, you already have legislation on a book. It actually, I tell you, it's the same thing Malcolm X said years ago. Right now, to be honest, you don't need a hate crime bill because any sentence of first-degree murder carries life or the death penalty. It does. It carries life or the death penalty. So, yeah, I'm saying it's cool to have it. I'm not against it. But a lot of people, especially hardcore conservative Republicans, Trump bends to them all the time. He don't just come around with no magic wand, do what he got to do. He got to please people. He got to please them.
So what's the difference? So a Trumpican, give me an example of a Republican versus a Trumpican. Because every Republican I ever seen goes with Trump even when they don't agree.
Well, this is the thing.
Name me a politician. Name me a politician we got that stands against Donald Trump.
You got You had John McCain for years. You got Colin Powell just turn around and say he ain't messing with Trump. You got a lot of Condoleezza Rice was like, yo, I'm not pleased with what he's doing. You had Mark Sanford here right locally in South Carolina in your own city who stood up against Trump plenty of times. So you got one right in the back door who's one of the most famous in the country. So this is the thing. Even people aren't understanding. People aren't understanding, right? And boom, Brian said Tim Scott even talked to Trump twice about his racist comments. So Trump,
you talking about his racist comment. I'm talking policies. I'm talking
plenty
policies.
people. Listen. I'm gonna tell you like this, Elvin. What you don't understand.
When they were speaking against Trump, they were talking about the stupid stuff and the stuff that he was saying that they did not agree with. That was just blatant racist. They couldn't stand behind it. It was just blatant racist. But I'm talking about on his policies that they know are wrong. They still stand behind.
Policy? What policy?
So,
Which
okay,
one?
So
which one?
I'm trying to answer you. So
I'm trying to find out. You said they didn't stand against a racist policy. I said, well, which one?
I didn't say it's racist. I said a policy that they don't agree with, they will still stand behind.
Not really.
Stand behind.
Not really. Not really. He don't play. Trump don't play with them like that. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you like this. Trump does what he knows he can do. He don't just go out the way willy-nilly. Listen, he will bring him back. They will bring him back to reality fast. He has the cater to people. He don't dance to his own tune. No, he don't. Oh, he danced to somebody else's tune. He's just a puppet. Trump best believe he plays to somebody else's tune. He don't just go do what he wants to. He don't.
Is somebody encouraging him to say the stuff he says and do the things he do? Someone's encouraging that?
Yeah, he's pandering. Let me tell you how he's stuck how he's stuck. Let me tell you.
So he's the victim now. He's the victim.
It's politics. It's politics. Bro, let me tell you
Trump is the victim now.
Let me tell you.
Oh wow.
Bro. I keep y'all listen.
So, but you know what's so funny though? Because that policy doesn't work for Obama. Everybody in America, they'll jump on Obama quick. Obama didn't do this. Obama didn't do that. That doesn't work for Obama. But on this, Trump is the victim. He has to please. All right.
No. Hey, perfect point. Perfect point. In politics, everybody has to please. You have to please. That's politics. You can't get around it. You gotta please. If you're in a district and you know your demographic, you gotta stick to them. Bro, that's politics. That's why we always say voters need to put their collective power together to influence what government is doing. They handcuff people. Government is supposed to be able to handcuff any politician. I mean, the people are supposed to be able to handcuff any politician at any time and bend him to their will. Because the will of the people is what's always supposed to rule. So the people are always supposed to be able to grab the politician and say, you just got to master the art of being able to do it and understand how to manipulate. But my whole thing is, local municipalities, state municipality, federal government, we have to have our voices in all three in order to be successful. Whether it's on a county level, where you got the sheriff office, you got the state level. I mean the state level, which is state patrol and public safety. Whether you got on the police, the local level, police departments, all of that. We got to put our focuses in those areas to start effectuating change. And I think the more and more we keep looking at Trump and wanting to critique Trump, and we don't realize that this is bigger than Trump, I think we're going to continue to be sidetracked and we're going to lose out. Because, and understanding what each municipality has the ability to do as far as legislation is concerned, I think that's another area where we could have a big win if we kind of taught people, what to look for. Because I mean, and I hear it all the time, and not to say you, but people always say, and I've read it a million times a day, why didn't Trump create a citizens review board? And I've seen that up and down my timeline several times. And I'm like, well, Trump can't create a citizens review board. That's what
But
you got to do.
we know that. But we know that.
Not everybody knows that.
Okay, so what I'm saying though, and especially here in South Carolina, because we are a Republican state, Republican governor, I guarantee you, if Trump was to make the call and just say, hey, look, he can't make them do it, but if he encouraged those things to take place, then those governors and his senators and stuff down here would follow his lead. I guarantee you, if President Trump said, I would like to see a hate crime bill, I would like to see a hate crime bill passed in South Carolina, I guarantee you it will be passed. I guarantee you we pass.
You don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
Trump does have. Trump has a strong influence on his people.
But at the end of the day, you're creating an argument that's not parallel to what we're talking about. Because you're saying you should have did that with a citizens review board. You can't.
So you're right. So my point is this. Yeah, we got. Don't get me wrong. Now, the review board thing we got. That's good. That's a good thing. When I said that we needed more, we needed more. We needed more, and we need it now. We need something that we can take into effect now, that we can start implicating to change what is being done to blacks by the police. We need to address the racial bias that's being done. Just here in South, let's use Charleston. When 2018, when the racial audit, we aren't even a minority in West Ashley in the city of Charleston, but we were 4 times more likely in every category to be stopped, arrested, killed by the city of Charleston police.
So who does that fall? So who did that fall on? Does that fall on Trump?
Listen, no, I didn't say that falls on Trump. I didn't say that falls on Trump. I'm just saying. I'm just saying we need some. That's why I'm using that to emphasize that we need something now. We need something now. We don't need nothing that a review board take time to form and all these things that take place down the year. We need something that we can start putting together now to change the tone. Like I said, we still. Whenever you get to look down, we're number 6 reason a black man dies. Of all the reasons that a black man can die, dying to the hands of the cop made number 6. That's almost damn near a national emergency. When you start all the things you can die by, hell, that beat out damn near getting struck by lightning.
Okay. So what's the solution to this?
So I just told you, we're gonna have to immediately start a racial audit of all police forces. Now, I understand Trump cannot force that. I get that. But I guarantee you, by him addressing that, him saying that these things need to be implicated, these are things that he would like to see in place, there will be no Democratic governor who would disagree with that. Elvin, and there will be and any Republican governor would follow too.
This is exactly what
I understand what you're saying, Shakem. I know the governor can't implicate it. No, but it starts from the top. It would go down, Shakem. I understand that. I understand governor thing can't.
It can't. Listen,
but it would trickle down. Your governors would make the speech to the mayors. I understand that.
I'm gonna tell you what we're doing. I'm gonna tell you what we're doing. We have so much emphasis right now, emotionally, that all we can see is Trump to the Trump, and Trump don't do this, Trump don't do that. We're putting so much energy into that, and we're even this comment right, Trump don't care about black people, Trump wouldn't do Trump, everybody Trump. The power comes locally.
I understand that, Shakem. I've already said that. I've already said that.
Okay, but we understand that. But we understand that, but we're not pushing that to people, and we're not educating people on that. Because now all we're gonna but we're not.
Yeah. So if President Trump wanted to get a message to Tecklenburg, right? He could call Tecklenburg himself, or whoever the case is, right? Let's just say the state of South Carolina. Okay. If President Trump wanted to see something implemented in the state of South Carolina, is he going to call every governor and every mayor down here in South Carolina? No, he's not. He's going to talk to the governor, and the governor will send a message down through his people. It's going to go from the top. From the top. So that's why I said President Trump.
Okay, that sounds good, but at the end of the day, like I said, that doesn't
let me finish.
But it doesn't. It's not law. It's my whole thing is do what you need to do, pass what you need to pass. and let's keep moving, because it's like we just putting everything. Well, Trump needs to do this, Trump needs to do that. Listen, we need to go. You got more. You have more. You have more power over your local government than President Trump. I can prove that to you. Let's look at the city.
I know that.
So Trump passing down a message. We have more ability and power. Let me show you. Let me show you something. Let me show you how emotional we get. She said, "True. However, Shakem, you're a Trump supporter, and every time you're on, it appears you're always trying to give him a pass." Let me. That goes to the mindset to where we're so caught on emotionally driven arguments, we can't see what's real. Why would I waste time? Why would I wait? If I know my local government is the only people that can put a citizens review board in place, why am I talking about Trump doing it? I don't care at this point. But see, people, when you don't have an agenda, right? When you don't have an agenda, you just all about somebody else's agenda. So if I have an agenda, I'm going straight to my local government. I'm not, y'all keep saying, well, Trump should start a
how many times have they asked for a citizen review board here in North Charleston?
You
must say you were part of that asked for a citizen review board.
And did we get one?
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did. Oh my God!
In North Charleston, not city of Charleston.
No, North Charleston, Elvin.
Okay, I know. I know what the one is. City of Charleston.
Yeah, North Charleston had a citizens review board, and they requested that an audit be done. That's why Michael and
that wasn't the city of Charleston.
No, that was North Charleston.
Okay.
See,
I know. So I know the audit. The audit was done. The racial audit was done in the city of Charleston. We had a racial audit done in the city of North Charleston.
No, listen. They had a citizens review board set up in the city of North Charleston. That's what we was fighting for. The only thing that didn't come together was subpoena power. They said no subpoena power. We didn't get that. Now they're gonna let this. Oh, let me let you see that I'm BSing. You see what Teddy said?
Yeah, I see.
Yes, North Charleston had a review board. So what happened is the city councilmen picked who they wanted on the citizens review board. They got to pick 2 people, and I think the mayor picked 1. These people sat back. Matter of fact, let me tag him. I got a Facebook friend who's on here, and he was on the citizens review board. I think he might have been the head of the chairperson of Keon Rodan. Me and him good friends. We went to school together, all that good stuff. Me and Keon used to hang out a lot. But he was like the chair or something like that for the Citizens Review Board in North Charleston. They voted that the city do an audit. The city never did an audit. The situation came back up again where I don't know who brought it up or how it resurrected or whatever. But they decided that they're going to talk about the audit.
You see what Brian said, and I was waiting to get that point in. What Brian said in 2014, and this is true, in 2014, Obama had a playbook that was passed for the police that would have, and let me read what he said. He had a playbook to handle policing against blacks that was handed down to this administration that was done in 2014 after Eric Gardner. AG Sessions and Trump got rid of it. That playbook could have prevented half of the stuff that's going on now. So you don't agree with that neither?
I'm gonna tell you why he's wrong. I need Pastor Dixon, Elder Johnson, Nelson Rivers, Thomas Ravenel report to the front of the room. And after Walter Scott was killed, that program that they had was called Cops. That was and we actually in North Charleston were named in a large piece of that legislation or whatever it was that they drafted. The Walter Scott incident played a big part in that. They came here, right? So they were going to different cities and doing audits. Everybody was like, nobody's being locked up for it. Everybody accused it of being paper thin. Go back and look at a lot of the articles and the stuff that people said. Even you can ask the people here locally, They came down. Matter of fact, the people who came down, they weren't even directly from the Department of Justice. They were kind of like some small people, but they came. They did a town hall meeting. Asked every boom. Yup, Keon was the chair. All right, cool. So and Doc Scott was also on the board. Yeah. So they just came down and they did the little review and all of that. Matter of fact, I think they went to Baltimore first, but the cops thing that Obama had, to be honest, it never had the teeth that a lot of the activists in the community wanted to have. Am I blaming him? No. Did Obama try to push the needle? I believe he did. And a lot of people get mad at me for saying that. But I think what Obama did, he tried. Was it all the way successful? No. Trump, did he try? Yes. Is that going to be all the way successful? No. So I think the fight is always going to be continual, because you're never going to have a utopia where nobody is committing crimes or nobody. So we're always going to have these discussions. And I think, we're going to have to continue to do things to monitor the program, the progress. Like I say, the first thing on the federal level, give us the data. Once we have the data on the federal level and they're keeping track, then your local municipalities in your state can use that data and be able to come to their own conclusions and to help them out. That's how I see it working.
I mean, that's a very good. But what else? It's not enough, and that's why I keep saying that's good. That's very good.
Okay,
That's
so
very good.
what are you gonna what are you gonna add that's not already on the books? What are you gonna add that's already not on the books?
Okay, so then that's the next problem. If the stuff is not being enforced that's already on the books, then we need to address that. We need to address
Bingo.
who is making the calls. Like again, in Georgia, the DAs decided that both of them decided they were not going to prosecute the McMichaels. And they walked for that. Guess what? There's no punishment for that. They decided, they even tried to cover it up. There's no punishment. That's what I'm saying.
Hold up. Hold up. You just contradicted yourself.
Okay, go ahead.
There is punishment for prosecutorial misconduct.
Okay,
Or the withhold. Hold on.
I got it. Okay, I got it. But
there is a law. It's just like I said. It's the enforcement.
So then
the law's already there.
So if the law is there, then how it's being enforced and who's enforcing needs to be stricter.
But
that needs to be stricter.
Okay. So this is the thing. The problem is not the law or not being stricter, because the problem is being able to discover a lot of the stuff going on. Because, like I said, and plus you got to realize you're never going to live in a perfect world. So with that being said, you're always going to have these things that happen. You're always going to have it. So you're never going to get rid of it. The only thing you could do is put people in place who, when they find it, they're going to use the law and prosecute. Because sometimes there's no accountability. People not accountable to no one. Shit, if you went out and beat somebody up, I ain't going to put you in jail. I'm going to cover it up. Elvin, I ain't see that. What happened? Hey, if me and you was out in the field and you shot somebody, bro, you think I'm going to turn? I'm going to be like, man, who? Elvin, who? I don't know.
Listen, I feel you. I just
ain't no witnesses. I didn't tell you. You ain't gonna tell on yourself, bro. We good. We back on the street the next day.
Yeah,
Elvin beat the shit out of dude.
And that's the problem. I mean, I think that, first of all, like I said, one thing that Trump missed the ball on tonight is he never talked about the racism. Never talked about the racism aspect of policing. Never even mentioned it.
He ain't gonna talk about that.
But that's a factor though. That's a factor though, because so you address the rioters and the looters, and you encourage the police. You minimize the police that are doing bad while you emphasize everyone else is doing good. But the problem is we're not emphasizing and talking about what's causing. The rioters are not getting together and saying, you know what, next week Sunday, man, we're gonna burn this bitch down. That's not how this is happening. It's not happening that way. So when people start talking about the rioters and the looters, I always ask the question, what happened? Talk about what happened to get here. Oh, you mean another black person was killed? Oh, you mean we're already number 6 in the country and they're tired of watching it, so they started reacting? So if we started addressing that, then maybe we wouldn't have to deal with the rioters. See, that's what I'm talking about. Just don't throw them out there and say, oh, we're going to lock them up and we're going to do all these and these brave police and stuff, and not address on why it's happening. We need to address on why.
Elvin, I'm gonna tell you like this. A, for one, he did address it. He didn't go. He did more praising of the good cops. But this is my whole thing. This is my whole thing. I don't need Trump or any president to just go on, and I'm not going to think he's going to be the next Umar Johnson or something like that. Realistically, if he talked about it or he didn't, it doesn't even matter. Let's keep going. Get what we get and take it. You can't put expectations on people like that. Like I know my expectation is all we need to do is get this legislation. Let's get this legislation passed. Let's keep going and let's continue our fight. I think we get too caught up on analyzing on what Trump should have done or what he should do. We got a fight we in. We got a war we in. If we're trying to get things accomplished, bro, we don't have time to sit back and wonder what Tim Scott didn't do or Trump didn't do. Bro, we got to attack on the local level. And once we get hitting on the local level, we're going to see a lot of the gains. Just like Eric Watson was talking about certain ways that citizens and can help and police can help, and we come together and help. It's a coordinated effort. So we're going to have to get out on our end and do things like what Colin Kaepernick did. He created the Know Your Rights class. You know what I'm saying? Know your rights. So it teaches you how to maneuver in a field, even though things are still going to happen, but you can decrease your probability of just being messed over. You still it might happen,
I'm about to say, it doesn't matter. We get killed for nothing, man.
But this is the thing.
We get killed breaking the law. We get killed being in the law.
This is the thing. But I'm going to tell you like this. You will be a fool to take that attitude and just go, you ain't going to curse no. If a cop stop you right now, you ain't going to just curse him out.
No. Exactly. But I'll also be a fool to believe just because I'm doing everything that he asked me to do, I wouldn't be killed.
I said you can lessen your chances of having foolishness happen if you think properly. Not to say it's going to never happen, but you can at least think smarter and think wiser and don't get caught up a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? Because and we're gonna go to the last brother who I forgot his name, but I think he pushed the line. You know what I'm saying? The brother in Atlanta.
Rashad?
Yeah.
So all right, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. You go ahead. You tell me. So you feel as though they were justified for shooting him?
No, I didn't say they was justified. I said by law, legally, by law, he was fleeing. What he had in his hand was not, the officer's life wasn't in danger. They already searched him. They knew he didn't have a gun. That's why I said, legally, that's why they fired him, because what he did,
lethal force wasn't needed.
So what I'm saying is, boom, he said, push the line, please explain. Everybody out here knows exactly what is going on in this country. If I start swinging out on the police right now, if I start swinging out and try to grab his gun, bro, I'm at war right now. Bro, I ain't stupid. I'm at war. Bro, you just declared war. So the thing is, bro, you got to understand what war is. You declare war. When you try to grab somebody's gun, bro, and fight, bro, you declare war. So at that point,
that's one instance. That's
Right.
one incident.
No. I'm just saying because the brother said he got, he's saying he pushed the line. That's where he pushed the line, bro. You declare war. Yeah, you declare war. So yeah, he ran. I understand that. No, nobody's saying that. But what I'm saying is, bro, when you start that, bro, you got to be all the way in because you know what it, like we say in the street, you know what it's hitting for. You know what it's hitting for. You know what I'm saying? So
Hold
my
on,
whole thing
brother.
is,
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm listening.
my whole thing is, bro, like the cop, he was mad he got whooped. You know what I'm saying? I told you that early on the phone. You could tell he was mad. He just got beat. You know what I'm saying? He got mad. You know what I'm saying? So by him being mad, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, man, dude just like beat the shit out of us. He said, you know what? Dude running away, even though he had the taser in his hand, like it was already deployed. You know what I'm saying? So he couldn't use it again. You know what I'm saying? Dude shot him. He was emotionally charged.
Okay,
And
but the problem with that is, and hold on, I got the echo. I left out. It came back. I'm gonna come back.
Okay. So Elvin said he going out and coming back in, but like I said, when you take it that far, with the police, bro, you got to understand, you grabbing somebody's weapon. It ain't gonna just be no. Hold on.
Y'all can see me? All right.
You went down.
All right. So here's the problem with that, and why I understand. But one, you got to remember he wasn't grabbing the weapon; he was running away. And two,
no, I mean when they was on the ground, he was grabbing the weapon.
Yeah. But they didn't shoot him on the ground. He was already in flight mode. He was running.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
So, and two, 4 days ago in Atlanta, and I'm trying to remember the name. I got the story, and that's why I left because I was going to get the brother's name. A white boy was in a shootout with the police. He was shooting out the police. They had a manhunt for him, and he was taken alive. His mugshot doesn't even have a scratch on his face. So it's amazing to me that a white boy can have lethal force shooting at police officers. He shot at them, and when he ran out of bullets, he ran in the woods. They set up a manhunt for him. They found him in Atlanta. We're talking the same month in Atlanta, same city, and he was taken alive. That
Rajon
why we can't.
Rajon said it was Augusta.
No, I got the clip. I got newspaper clip. It says Atlanta. So so my point being is, it's amazing to me in this country how, and this is what drives us crazy as blacks, how we watch that. Like, okay, so you're trying to tell us that, yeah, Rashad shouldn't have run. Rashad shouldn't have done this. So y'all killed him, but you bringing this white boy in alive after he had a shootout with y'all? He can come alive? You see what I'm saying? So we still have to address the racial. You know why? Because guess what? When it comes to white people and they acting crazy, police get a sense of oh, okay, he's not in his right mind. We don't want to kill him. He needs help. His mind ain't right, and they're more patient with him. When it's black folks, this brother was drunk. You knew this man wasn't acting rational. You knew this man was drunk. You knew if you probably caught him on a sober day, he wouldn't have done none of the stuff he probably did today. But he wasn't in his right mind. He was drunk. But they shot him anyway. You see what I'm saying? That's the point of, and that's the problem. It's like we don't get the same passion. When black people are out here shooting and we kill somebody, we thugs. You get a white boy shoot up a goddamn school, and all of a sudden now he got mental issues. Why he ain't a thug?
I agree.
Why the hell he ain't a thug?
I agree. So we agree on that point, but that's
all right. So now I'm gonna take it to your president. When he addressed the protesters down here, right? They thugs, they rioters, they looters. What did he say about the people in Charlottesville? What did he call them? Oh, they fine people. They fine people on both sides. They killed 4 people. How many people we killed? They killed 4 people in Charlottesville.
But at the end of the day, that's
so that's what I'm saying. So we have to address the racial issue of this.
Okay,
it's racial. We have to address the racial.
But this is the thing. We have about 100 and something people watching. End of the day, everybody knows that we have this issue here in this country. My whole thing is, how do we address it? What's the solutions? Let's get it done. What level it needs to be done on? Because in all honesty, having a racial audit, if they had a racial audit right now in any city, we're gonna already know the results. You already know.
Agreed. I agree. I mean, I thought
We
you were
already
Charleston,
know.
man.
We
I
already
agree.
know.
But as president of the
Okay,
United
hold
States,
on.
all right.
Let me address Chris. He said, if you agree, Shakem, why you press the black man and he push the line? You're not addressing it. Hold up. Let me say this. Let me address Christian real quick. Bruh, you got to be out of your damn mind right now. If you went out and started fighting with the police, what do you think gonna happen to you? What do you think gonna happen to you? Huh? I don't give a damn about what you say. Oh, but a white man gonna get off. That don't mean that. If you go out there right now and you start fighting the police, bro, what's gonna happen to you? You know what's gonna happen to you. You know that. You know that, bro. So we gotta stop acting. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't know what time it is. Like, bro, you like that's a part. That's a part
But I
that.
see
Hold
what
on.
you're saying, though.
That's the part. That's the part we gotta do as OGs. You know what I'm saying? And
I get that.
talking to the young brothers. See, we gotta play that role too. See, we got to play that role and let them boy know. Say, listen, man, boy, you can't do what you see a white dude.
Some white boy do, yeah.
You on
Yeah, but
Facebook
we
watching this
understand that.
picture. No, yeah, you on Facebook watching this video, bro. We got to tell them, bro, you can't act that kind of way. Like that's where we come in and school the young boy, let them know, bro. You go out there, you start swinging out on the police, bro. You already know what's gonna happen
They're
to
gonna
you.
kill you.
Bro,
Exactly. But see,
you
but
can't
you
go
know,
swinging out on
Shakem,
the police.
but what you're saying though, even though we know that's the reality, we know if we go do it versus the white boys, we gonna die. But that's the problem.
Don't do it,
So
bro.
that's the problem. That the
This the thing.
problem is
This the thing.
why is that acceptable? Why is that
This the
acceptable?
thing.
Why is it
This the thing.
acceptable that a black person can't go commit the same crime as a white? Because it's against the law to fight the police regardless, black or white.
Elvin, if you base your life off what you think what immorality the white man does, then guess what? All you're doing is you're fighting to be the bottom. You're because you basically I want to be able to be as morally I mean, just hypothetically speaking, why I can't be more as morally decayed as the white people. Like that don't even make sense. My whole thing is, bruh, we gotta teach. We teach.
Called
Let's
equality,
teach our
though.
people.
We teach equality, though. We teach
Listen,
equality and
bruh,
fair, right? I'll
bruh,
close them, Bubba. Appreciate you.
if we got to teach our people how to be able to interact. You know what I'm saying?
So we teach our people.
Bruh, teach them. So what you gonna do? Not teach them?
Listen.
Oh,
So what I'm saying,
you just want to continue to the
listen.
police
So
us.
I'm asking the question. The question is, we just going to continue to teach our people that you can't be like the white kids. You're gonna have to be like this, and this is okay. We should never get on the point of saying that we want to see that change. Well, guess what? If you shoot little Billy, you shoot Tyrone too. You're not going to shoot Billy, then don't shoot Tyrone. We should never push for that. We're just going to teach our kids the subject. Hey, guess what? Billy can fight back, but your black ass better sit down. And they should be happy with that.
White people, listen, I'm gonna tell you like this. You can't depend on that because white motherfuckers get smoked by the police too. So I mean, at the end of the day, you just gotta stop focusing on this race doing it. Why can't, bro? You gotta focus on how are we going to build our communities and survive and to make our community better. Bro, we sit back watching, well, the white man didn't do this. Bro, what does that got? That ain't got nothing to do with us. Bro, let's sit back and talk to our people and teach our people. Yeah, we point stuff out, but I ain't gonna sit back all day and just, well, the white man got away with it. The white man, oh, okay, well, white dude got shot too. This white dude got his ass whooped by the police. At the end of the day, you can go back and forth all day, and that's what we call talking points. You can bring up all these talking points all day. Well, white person say, well, more white people get killed by the police. Black people say, well, we get them. So everybody arguing about who gets shot by the police the most. Like it's like a title to make us feel good. Well, we get shot by the police more. Bro, at this point, we got to start educating. You know what I'm saying? We got to start. He said, Christian, but why stop the young cats who have passion, who want to start a movement? Well, who's asking them? All this old talk. Are you willing to die? Are you willing to kill a racist white person in defense? That's man. I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. I don't want to hear. This is the thing that really gets me. Really gets me. I mean, bro, I be hearing all of that, like, are you willing to die and all of that, bro. After Dylan Roof got killed, the Klan and all y'all was here. The Klan went and had a rally at the State House. After Dylan Roof killed 9 people at Mother Emanuel, I went and I grabbed India, who was here, and we said, we're going to confront the Klan at the State House. I got a documentary out on Netflix right now talking about it. We went and fought the Klan straight up. You know how many people from Charleston said, we're going to ride? Probably a handful. Not even a handful.
Well, hey, let everybody know. Hey, let everybody know I didn't know you then. We didn't know each other then.
Okay,
I'd have rolled you.
Okay,
I would have rolled you.
Okay, but we didn't know. You might not have knew me. No,
I wasn't living in Charleston then either.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I'm just talking about the people who
I get it.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. We got to start shooting and all of this. Let me tell you this right now. See, it's easy for people, man, to get out and say, we're going to do this violent and this and that. But every time I see instances where we got to stand up, bro, like, I be looking around like, well, damn, where everybody at? You know what I'm saying? I mean, where everybody at? I mean, I commend you, because the other day, them boy was like, yo, man, some KKK dudes riding around. Elvin was on the scene looking for smoke.
Damn right.
And at the end of the day,
I wanted to see.
Right. And at the end of the day, like, I would have to back you up, because if something happened, bro, I know you won't call me. I got to get out my bed and come, because Elvin got some smoke with he went out to some scene or some KKK dudes out there. Now I got to call X, Y, and Z, and now everybody, the whole Charleston out here, because Elvin done took his ass out there where they said there was some Klan members that ran into the Klan. Now the dude done started a riot. You know what I'm saying?
They start.
When we do stuff like that, bro, I don't be seeing a bunch of people. So I don't know, so I just.
But I tell you this, to get back on topic, King. I tell you like this. I think this, and I think, I don't know you. Trump is the president of the United States, and I understand he can't set the rules for everything locally. But it's Trump's job as the president to bring everybody together. He didn't even mention the racial aspect of it. You can't deny that race is playing a huge factor in the injustice in the legal system across it. To ignore it and not even mention it is kind of cowarding away when you know the main factor on it is race. When you can, we got situations where you might have one person have a worse criminal background than the other, but we got situations where we got 2 same kids, no criminal background, same charge, black kid get the bigger charge. Now, again, Trump can't address everything, but if he mentions it, he doesn't even mention the race issue in the United States. He's the president of the United States. He's the president. It falls on him to bring the country together.
Bruh.
Obama did that. Obama did it.
Man, hell no, man.
How do you think we got the audit? How do you think we got the audit in 2016 that they came out in 2018? Obama mentioned it. He said that he mentioned that black people are being killed and he wanted to see it. So an audit was done. It came out in 2018.
What audit did Obama?
It came out 2018. Again, see, if I leave out again and post it, it's gonna freeze me. If I leave out, but I'll post it back. He didn't audit anyone when he mentioned that black folks were being killed at a higher rate than white people in the United States. An audit was done to check and see if what he was saying was true, and it came back and said it was true. This is true. This is what they found. they found out that we were being shot and killed more at a higher rate than white people in the United States. Now,
Obama didn't do that first. You've been having audits of police department way before Obama.
Okay, so but Obama, so I'm just using the last president. The last president, Obama mentioned it. Trump doesn't even mention the racial aspect of what's going on in this country. He doesn't even mention it. And when he had a chance to call out with Charlottesville, when he had a chance to call out and say, "Hey, that's not what I'm about," what did he say? That's fine, people on both sides.
But Elvin, like I keep saying, we spend so much time on Donald Trump. We will and that's why a lot of things don't get done, and why we still stay stuck in the same position. We keep, if your local city council, we got 2 city councilmen that I just saw on this live feed. As a matter of fact, I saw 3 of them just now. We got city council people in front of us that we know, we touch, we hang out with, we talk to every day. These people are the ones who are going to make government work. If we want solutions, it's about time we start taking a break away so much from the federal government and Trump, and we start zoning in to where it really matters. And see, and I'm gonna just show you the last comment. Shakem, ignoring the fact that Trump has influence. Listen, this is what I'm telling you. We have a city. Trump does not influence anybody on our local city council right now in this city right now. Trump ain't got no damn. Trump influence Mike Brown? No. Does Trump influence Dorothy Williams? No. Does Trump influence Jerome Hayward? No. Does Trump influence Virginia Jameson? No. That's why I keep.
But you have Republicans on the board that probably will be influenced.
Name one locally on the board right now here in the city.
And no Charleston?
Yeah.
No, we don't. I don't believe so. But,
okay.
I tell you what, no. But Mayor Sumney is a Republican and he's a huge Trump supporter. I'm not saying he's the mayor.
Vote. One. So now
he's the mayor, but I get it. Everybody can overvote him, but he is the mayor.
One vote.
I get it.
One vote. So what I'm saying is, and even if you look at it on the county level, then you got to deal with the sheriff. So what I'm saying is, Trump has influence, but when you start looking at, that's why I said we got to understand how government works. When you start looking at city councilmen and people like that, bro, they make their own. We sitting back worrying about Trump. When have, not you personally, because I know you do, but personally, when have you reached out to your local city council members and said, we want a citizens review board? How many have called or emailed or attended a meeting and said, we want a citizens review board? All of the people on here right now from Charleston who are saying, well, Trump has influence. Yeah, Elvin said Trump has influence on the local board. I have more influence in a certain sense, or we do, not I personally, but we have more influence on our local government than Trump does in certain areas because we with these people every day. All I'm saying is we got to stop underestimating. We got to start underestimating the power of us as a people to get stuff done. People like this guy on my post right now. This dude done said, if Trump can set the agenda, he can have a speech on unity and speak out. That ain't gonna do nothing. Obama did that 1,000 times. People were still getting shot and killed. Obama had. We've heard some of the greatest speeches on racial injustice in our lives. Speeches aren't good enough.
But you still didn't deny it. When we're talking about the police reform, right? And that's what we're talking about, the police reform. Trump did not mention at all race.
Okay.
So he did not race into
but this is the thing. Learn the power of your voice, our voice. Let's by the time we sit back and argue about what Trump could have said, we ain't saying nothing. We ain't saying nothing.
You watched it. I watched it on your live. Let me ask you a question. Who do you feel when you was watching the live, right? I watched on your live. You shared it. You was watching him speech, right? I pretty much saw this as a praise for the police force. I watched him go on and on and on about how great the police force is, how they understaffed, how they risk their life. Remember, the whole point of the reform was to emphasize and talk about the things that need to be done better so we can have a better community relation with the police. He's basically, it was like he was giving them a damn award.
He backed you, Elvin. What's so surprising? He's pro-police. What do you? Of course. What do you? What?
Okay.
What do you expect him to do? Get up there and say fuck the police?
No, I would expect him to get up and say, guess what? This is top of my head. Yeah, we appreciate the police officers. They do a great job. They risk their life.
Elvin,
it's things that need to be brought up.
And this is where the problem lies.
But he does it when it's against him, though, because he has no problem calling Mexican thugs. He has no problem talking about the looters and shooters should be shot. See, those things he has no problem doing. But when it comes to those that he needs to address, now he has a soft hand. Now on both sides of the board, they're okay. Why don't he address that? You see what I'm saying? So I guarantee you, if he was talking about a bunch of Mexicans down there, they'd have been everything in the damn world. He ain't got no problem telling them. Yeah, so I'm saying, it's not like he won't address it.
But like I said, what's the point? What does this have to do with the black agenda? What does that have to do with? What does that have to do with the agenda we want passed? Nothing. I already know. Bro, I could have told you what he was gonna do as soon. I didn't even have to watch it, and I could have told you Trump was gonna go and praise the police. I could have told you that. I wasn't shocked. We already know that's what he was gonna do. We already know that's like, and we think that's not, that don't do nothing though. Like I said, we got to start.
But you realize that's what causes division. You realize that, right? Okay, Shakem, if you're the president of the United States, you don't make all the rules. What does that say to the people?
Bro, the division always been here.
So what does that say to the people? Look, I'm just saying, what does that say to the people? What does that encourage when they watch you, when a bunch of whites get together, protest, kill 4 people, and you come to them and say, hey, it's fine, people on both sides, but then when it's done on the black side, you encouraging them to shoot and loot.
Okay, but Elvin.
But what is that? You're the president of the United States.
Elvin, this is one of my major issues. We spend so much time talking about the problem, and we have zero solution. Every time I'm talking about a solution, you go back to a problem.
So the solution.
It's the solution. The only solution that we have right now. Not worrying about if Trump makes a statement and this and that. That don't matter. We don't need it. We done.
The only solution we have right now, because the only one that was suggested, is the review board. No. Is the what do you call it? What is he passed? Because everything else he passed was.
I'm saying we're not being the solution. Going and talking to our local government and the people and holding them accountable, having these conversations. We're not asking about local police practices. We got all these protesters walking out and nobody's saying, hey, you know what? Let's talk to our local law enforcement officers and our local mayor and people locally to see what we can do. See, that's the part that I'm trying to get people to really get in and start focusing on. Because if we just continue to just keep, focusing on Trump, this is bigger than Trump. Bigger.
So, the only reason why we're talking about Trump, and I understand it's bigger than Trump, because we're addressing his speech today. We're addressing his speech. So that's why Trump is the subject of the conversation. We're just addressing his speech. I felt, which I still feel, that he could have done more in his speech by his words. He's the president of the United States. He
Yeah.
could have said more in his words that would have set forth things in motion to get down on a local level.
No, sir. No,
I
sir.
promise you he could have. I promise you he could have. I
No, sir.
promise you.
But like I said, a lot of things, a lot of things are already on the books. The implementation is what we're gonna have to eventually start looking at and how it's implemented. And I know you agree on that too. We
Yeah,
both
yeah, yeah. Most deaf. Most
yeah.
deaf.
I know we both agree on that. So like I said, at the end of the day, man, we gotta hold on. First, we gotta teach our people in Charleston. They have to. What is, bro? Let me see that. I didn't mean to skip over. He said, well, first we got to teach our people in Charleston they have power and start at the local level. Absolutely. Absolutely. Getting involved on the local level is the federal government can step in and do things better as far as probably providing resources and things like that, making sure funding is there. But at the end of the day, when you start really getting into the policy and what needs to be changed, it's got to start on a local level. Definitely. Teddy said presidents need to be a tone setter for the people, whether they voted. And that's 100% correct because the partisanship I hear today is totally horrible. I mean, Trump tweets some stuff. I'm like, why the hell did you even need to tweet that? That's totally unnecessary. The tone that comes out of the White House a lot of time is very condescending. A lot of conservatives don't like it. A lot of Republicans don't like it. They don't want to say nothing because they're scared. But the tone that comes out of the White House is very condescending at times, very unprofessional. And some people say, well, it's just blunt. No, it's not blunt. A lot of stuff he says is very childish. And, I shake my head plenty of times like, damn, what the hell was that for? That was totally unnecessary. But at the end of the day, it's about, do we want to have conversations that are making progress or conversations that are just spinning, and we keep spinning our wheels. So, right. Tori said the key to all of this is electing people to key policy making positions. I hope that we offer. Exactly. That's it. That's it. Local level, man. And one of the things that I always, talk to people about is the importance in getting involved on a local level, because the national level, and if we continue to focus all our efforts on Donald Trump and what Donald Trump says, we're only being reactionary and we're playing into the mainstream media narrative. Trump, all we're doing is thinking about Trump. Trump this, Trump that, Trump that, Trump this. That's all we're thinking about. We got House races coming up. You got Senate races coming up. You got sheriff race coming up. You got a lot of, hold on. Yeah, you got
Yo,
yeah, okay, yeah, we got
hey,
senators. Oh, go ahead.
King, I just want to say this. Like, I think what it is too. I don't want the notion to be passed that we don't understand how the rules and stuff are set forth and how the government works. It's the fact that we're talking about the president. We're judging the president today. So that's why the conversation is on what we think about how Trump did, because the conversation is not
Well,
how we can get it
well,
passed. We're talking
it's
about how
well,
we thought his service was today, how we
well,
thought the
no, no, no,
speech
no,
was, and
no.
how productive it
No,
was.
what I wanted to talk about was the policy, because me personally, like I told y'all, I don't care about it. What he say at this point, I basically probably drown out a lot of stuff that he says. Now, I'm gonna be honest. His economic, the reason
Hey, and
why,
I'm gonna be listening.
the
I'm about
reason
to get
why,
out. I'm about to
okay,
get in the ride. I'm gonna be
the
listening. I'll be
reason
listening now.
why, okay, the reason why I like Trump on an economic level is because he understands how the economy needs to work. He's the man when it comes down to seeing gains and getting that economy running. Bro, Trump is second to none. I don't care what nobody say. He was a businessman. Just like right now, you got a lot of people who would have crashed, probably the economy would have crashed with the coronavirus. Trump like, yo, we need to keep it going. We need to keep it going. We need to keep it going. I think on an economic level, I think Trump is second to none. I think Trump would do a way better job with the economy than Biden would. I think Biden's kind of off. I think Obama did a hell of a job with the economy. And that's where a lot of conservatives sometimes they look at me crazy, but the numbers don't lie. Obama brought us out of a recession. You could try to hide it all you want to, you could fake it, all of that. The man brought us out of a depression. Donald Trump did. Bush sent us in the hole, and Obama brought us right up on out of there. So all of y'all get mad and this and that. Oh, da, 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 da. Yeah. Now, what I agree about with Trump is that just because you might think you inherited something good, bro, you got to keep going because times change fast. And anybody who understands the market or knows the market understands what's true today might not be good tomorrow. So yeah, you might think, oh, Obama gave you something good. A market could change on you overnight with the blink of an eye. So you gotta. So all of that Trump, Obama handed you something. That don't mean nothing. You gotta still continue to play ball. No, Trump did not mess it up. Trump took it to another level. Trump took it to another level. He sure enough did, and he had that engine driving. So let's keep it real, because see what a lot of times people get so arrogant, they want to give Obama credit and don't give Trump the credit, and they want to give Trump the credit and they don't want to give Obama the credit, and they're doing that only out of ego. They're only doing it out of ego. You know what I'm saying? Only. So Trump was able to take what he had and he turned that and he cranked it up. And even with this coronavirus going on so far, y'all don't want to give him props, but I give Trump props because at the end of the day, bruh, he kept us out of another depression with this economy. You could talk about COVID cases going up and all of this and all of that, but no, sir. At the end of the day, Trump damn near saved us from a recession with this COVID-19. Trump did. I ain't even gonna say here in front, because if it was somebody else, man, we might have been in a damn Great Depression because they was just living scared. So Trump understood that, it's got to be some business going on. We just can't totally shut everything off. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, man, I really appreciate this conversation, this discussion, and man, we ain't in no recession, bro. We still good. We got ways to go, but we still good. All right, y'all. But that's about it, man. I'm heading on out. Yeah, appreciate y'all 1,000%. This brother Shakem. Peace. Already.